Hey, so our word for today is shame. Because today we're going to talk about, is shaming fat people the right way to make them lose weight and be healthier?
Well, it's unacceptable to be fat.
Shame is what led me to an eating disorder.
Whose fault
when
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
That's your fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Now this is the fairly recent video Jubilee posted. Jacked men versus fat men. And the person spewing the most is the dude from the Fresh and Fit podcast, I believe. And I'm gonna talk about a topic that is not really a question in the video, but it's a topic that became prevalent throughout the later parts of the video. It's the shaming part. So why do I talk about this? What makes me have a say in this? So let me show you my resume, my credentials.
God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I am a chunky boy. I mean, not just chunky, next level chunky. I'm most likely pre-diabetic at this point because of this part right here in my neck. So it is called acanthosis nigricans, and it's most often associated with diabetes, but not all the time. So as you can see, I am an obese person in the past, and I've been like that for more than a decade. So I really do think that I am more than capable of relating to this topic. Now I'm not gonna waste any more of your time and go over the title of this video. But first, let us see what the Fresh and Fit dude has to say, because he's the one who brought it up.
Boo-hoo,
Because
man.
they're fat.
Boo-hoo, man. Like, there's way worse stuff going out in the world versus
Absolutely.
people saying, "Oh my God, I'm sad. I'm going to eat some ice cream." It's
do you
no. We
call
need to
it?
bring
Like
shaming back.
Okay.
We need to bring shaming back in so many other regards besides obesity. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat
Jesus.
people. We need to shame everybody when they fuck up. Because shame has been one of the strongest defenses against degeneracy and human fuck ups.
Right. So shame. So let me summarize what he just said. So basically he said that it's your decision to be fat and shame all the fat people, call them a fat POS or a fat piece of shit, degrade them, humiliate them, bully them into losing weight. Okay, so the answer to that is a flat out no. Shame is a powerful tool that brings forth nothing but destruction. But of course, you have to take in the fact and how people respond to shame. And I do think that you're just saying that to justify you making fun of fat people. So what does shame actually mean? So shame is a feeling of embarrassment or humiliation that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper. So shaming by definition is a negative tool. We shouldn't use shaming willy-nilly, because example, if you shame people that are having hard time, they will get inevitably destroyed internally, and you can't expect everyone to rebuild everything that negative experience destroyed. So people can go two ways. So it's either they suck it up, keep at it, use that as motivation, but in my reality and on how I see things, people mostly respond to shame with isolation, giving up, depression, and letting themselves go, and worse, unaliving. Because I myself experienced that kind of shit, and it is not fun, let me tell you, because I've been heavily shamed, or not just shamed, bullied in the past. But that's another story for another video, for anyone actually interested in my story.
I think the issue comes from the misinformation, just the lack of keeping things simple. But we like to have fad diets, go paleo, go vegan, go whatever it may be. And it's like, the reality is the best diet is the one that you can adhere to. And which is why I make fun of fat people so much, because it really is simple and it comes down to numbers and tracking your calories and being disciplined and going to the gym. This is why I have no sympathy for fat people, because it really is simple.
Here, so Fresh and Fit dude mentioned that he has no sympathy for fat people because for him, it's really simple to lose weight. Okay, so I respect that opinion of his, but you gotta understand also that not everyone knows how to lose weight. And case in point, me. That's why I've been obese for more than a decade. Because for him, he is naturally born skinny. And he said that he gained weight and bulked as an experiment.
Oh yeah, so I did an experiment back in like 2015 where I like bulked for like almost 2 years, and I got up to like 250 pounds.
But that's totally different. That's a conscientious decision. You are still not born with genetics like us, like slower metabolism, more ghrelin, more cortisol maybe. So this dude has no relatability to us whatsoever. So you making fun of fat people and bullying them while being genetically skinny sounds like you're just being a non-empathetic asshole and justifying it. And let me clarify something. So they talk about shaming like insulting them, degrading them, making them feel like shit to realize their own mistakes, because throughout the video, they talk about shaming and insulting as one. So I hope that clarifies everything that has to do with shaming and insulting being very different things. You know what Fresh and Fit Dude reminds me of? So he's like Thanos. Like his reasoning is understandable, he states facts, but his solution is bullshit lunacy. Like cutting the population in half. But in this dude's case, it's shaming all the fat people to change. So it's like negative times positive is always equals to negative. So hence, he speaks facts but his solution is negative, so that equals to negative. So he is still overall a lunatic.
But that right there is what keeps guys like us out of getting into fitness.
Shouldn't it do the opposite though?
No, no one
How
wants to
come?
be told they're a piece of
If
shit.
I was being
Like,
made fun of all the
So
time
here,
for
let me-
being
let me
short,
explain
I wear
this.
shoe lifts to be taller.
Let me explain this. Like, shaming rarely works, and
So like Mr. Greg Doucette actually agrees with the shaming, but not exactly because he'll explain that later on. And Mr. Eric Janicki said that shaming rarely works. That is true. And Mr. Zach said that shaming is what kept them out of fitness, and that's also very true. Because like me, for example, I mentioned earlier that I was shamed/bullied hard. So it led me to isolate myself. I didn't have much friends when I was growing up, and the treatment I got was shit. Ultra shit. I even considered to do something bad at that time. And what actually led me to lose weight is I got lucky. Because for a very long time, a decade to be exact, I really wanted to lose weight. So I tried all the diets that I could think of. Didn't work. So what I did is I just didn't eat dinner. I didn't think that'll work. So I started to lose weight. And the people/classmates treatment began to get better. And I got a lot of compliments. And I got addicted to that feeling. So that's how my fitness journey began. Shame, insult, disgust did nothing. Nothing. I just harbored anger at them for a while. It's a very minor, toxic motivation that won't last long, trust me.
Has something happened to you to confirm that observation that you have?
No, I mean, I just live in objective reality, and objective reality isn't as nice as you think it is.
So you're not drawing from a personal experience at all?
No, I'm speaking fairly objectively that these are the conversations that people have behind closed doors, but they don't want to say out loud because for fear of cancellation, for fear of coming off as an asshole, etc. I'm just saying how people really feel, but they're scared to say it.
Now, Fresh and Fit Dude needs to speak for himself, not for the general masses. Because if people are disagreeing with you, especially Mr. Eric Janicki here, I feel like he was disagreeing more to Myron than anyone else. Because it's not most people's reality, bro, if people are disagreeing with you. So I don't think you are qualified enough to speak for the general masses per se.
I think shame is good. I think it's a very natural response to inadequacy, and it tells people that, hey, maybe I need to change. Like being bullied as a man, being shamed, it's a good thing because it stimulates you to change and make a better difference.
Bridge that gap.
That's a part of the masculine journey, is overcoming adversity.
It's not a
and
talk
being,
of masculinity,
and not
bro.
being,
It's
and
just
not
like
being a
human
pussy and
nature.
being like, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong.
So in other words, is to shame them back, which creates this extremely toxic cycle of, oh, I need to get better so I can shame them back, insult them back. It's like revenge. I mean, yeah, sure, they got results, but I wouldn't like motivate them to get revenge on me. No, that is scary. Like, to create this toxic animosity by shaming, insulting, because there will be scary consequences. Like, I could think of 3 things. So they could either change for the better to make the insulting and shaming stop, or they could unalive themselves, or you. Like, remember the incident where this kid on Call of Duty shamed and insulted this grown-ass man, and the man actually tracked down this kid and strangled him? Then the man got arrested? So me, I'm not gonna make enemies like that where I could potentially get my life in danger.
We need winners and we need losers. The losers are the ones that shut down like, oh, I'm sad now. I'm going to continue eating ice cream. Okay, you're a fucking loser. Stay over there. But there's guys that rise up to the challenge and say, you know what? I'm going to do better. I'm going to fucking surpass you. And that's where guys need to be. You need that killer instinct where you use that as fuel. It's we need winners and losers.
The industry
like there's
is
going to
the
be
one
inevitably
catering
there's
to
going to
the
be
people,
losers. If you
correct?
don't respond favorably to shame and bullying, etc., and you don't overcome it, you're effectively a loser.
Right, so you see the lunacy Fresh and Fit Dude emits? Now, from what he is saying, in my world, on how I observed my surroundings, almost all of the people are losers. Because in my own experience with people around me, as well as studies, while both of them produce almost the same result, positive reinforcement proves to be the most effective way of changing someone in the long run. And that's what matters, right? That's the goal, if you want to help people, not just get short-term results. But let's marinate on his brain shit for a while.
Well, we need winners and losers.
No,
we need winners and losers.
So if you purge losers and cultivate winners, there will be still a power vacuum that needs to be filled up. Hence, there will be still winners and losers in your egg basket of winners. That's how humanity works ever since. So that's kind of a contradictory statement right there.
We all just want to know when shame motivated you to be better.
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm speaking in general here as
No,
far
I know,
as like
but don't
shame
speak
working.
general.
But
Speak for yourself, personally. When
See-
did shame change your life?
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. I think every man growing up has been shamed to some degree where they're like, you know what, I need to improve this. Whether they grew up
No,
skinny.
You though.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was skinny, right? And then I got picked on. And I was like, okay, I'm either going to let this define me or I'm going to overcome.
You know, I really do think that fresh and fit dude Myron never got shamed in his life. He can't even like speak for himself, always speaking in general, so I couldn't relate to him. Because as someone who is morbidly obese for over a decade, the amount of shame, insult, and shit treatment I got was immense. Because from what I perceive, the skinny ones are normal. I mean, yeah, some got picked on, but that's a rare occurrence. And because on what I saw, all of the fat kids got some. So it just couldn't compare to what the fat kids like me got.
I think we need to go back to shaming fat people. We need to go back to making fun of them. I mean, if I was president, hell, I'd put all of them in a fat concentration camp so they can concentrate on dieting and exercising, because being fat is completely not acceptable. I'd have fat people bring a big burden on the healthcare system. I find it interesting that they can lock us up in their homes for almost 2 years saying wear a mask, etc. But then I say, I'm gonna lock these dudes up in a concentration camp where we're gonna get them healthy food, we're gonna get them exercising, and I'm looked at as crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little cherry on top of his crazy display of opinions. I mean, I feel like it's satire at this point, because he is speaking general facts like, yeah, being obese and being unfit is bad because of illnesses and all this negativity. But the solution, like concentration camps and shame bullying, is so crazy that I can't help but think it's mostly satire. So I'll end this in a positive note. So this is what I think should be done. So I'll let Mr. Eric Janicki take it away.
I'm a coach. There has to be tough love. Like, if you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing, I have to be a little bit harder on you. But that's not gonna start your journey, me being like, you're a fat piece of shit. Whereas like, if we get into it and we're 3 months in and you're not making progress because there's a lot of things you're not doing that we're coaching you on, then of course there's gonna be some tough love, there's gonna be some extra accountability. But I think there's a difference between accountability and tough love than just like shaming somebody into doing something.
Yeah, like exactly, tough love for sure. And true also that shaming is a component of tough love, because tough love for me is like, oh, you stupid ugly fat piece of shit, I believe in you. You can't lose weight, you fat pig. Do you want to be a loser or do you want to see your wiener? Now that's an exaggeration, but that for me is kind of the definition of tough love. People make fun of you in good faith, but you know your friends, families, and coaches believes in you.
So I wish someone had shamed me saying, what are you gonna do? You're gonna kill yourself. That's not shaming to me. To me, that is compassionate and looking out for somebody. It's when you take it to the other level where you start insulting them, degrading them, making them feel like shit.
As
that
men,
doesn't-
we insult each other and shame each other, but it's as a friend. Like, this is what guys do. Girls don't do it. They all suck up to each other. You're all tens. Guys are like, look at your gut, look at your belly.
Now this is what I said about Mr. Greg's misunderstanding about the shaming part. So Mr. Greg, I think, understands the shaming part as insulting, but as friends. So I don't think he's advocating in bullying all the fat people, degrade them, and insult them. And what Coach Greg said isn't all shaming. And what Mr. Zach said is right, that is compassion. It's when you go to the extreme, like humiliating them and shit. But what Fresh and Fit Dude meant is the solution is to bully them, make fun of them, even though they are strangers to one another. Which like 98% of the time will not work on people. They'll just not listen to you.
in the fitness world, I would rather be with someone who's trying to uplift me, trying to get me to improve, hold me accountable. Tough love, absolutely, I think is important.
Yeah.
There's a total difference between tough love and shame.
You're
Shame
using
is
shame.
only
You're
done with the intent to hurt somebody, not to uplift them.
We gotta reset.
You gotta reset. That's fine.
Absolutely, shame, especially coming from a complete stranger, comes with the intention to hurt, not to uplift. Because in my reality on how I perceive things, people will rather listen to positive reinforcement rather than being punished. So I could ramble on and on about how shaming shits on people, but really the solution is this. It's balance, Coach Greg style. Creating a balance between positive reinforcement and tough love is key. Now I'm not saying that the Fresh and Fit Dude solution doesn't hold any water. To be fair, it will work, but that's a solution that's almost inhumane from all the anguish a person will feel through berating, insulting, and shaming them. and will probably lead to resentment and short-term results. So as a former morbidly obese, shaming, insulting concentration camps, boo. But the right mix of motivation, inspiration, a little bit of shaming, and tough love, yeah. So that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Bye.